Alright, Travis Wing Goodsell. My notification has been received by the court, so the defense counsel cannot claim they did not receive it. As I'm not required to do it the way I'm doing it, but because I didn't do it in this manner previously, the case was dismissed over complications because of that. And so, yeah, I've again proven that those complications should not be adhered to. So yes, the defense counsel likely have received it today as well, and the church leaders will be notified, as their defense counsel will give them counsel in regards to the case. And so this video is a reminder that nobody, no group, no individual, nobody has the right to take away others' rights to life, liberty, and property. Only those who have been duly convicted in a court of law, not tricked, by false accusation, police locking up the poor so that they can't pay for bail, which is cruel and unusual punishment, excessive bail. People need to be allowed to take it to trial. You can't just say, oh, it's a minor infraction, just plead guilty and we'll let you out of jail and you can go back to your life, so that you don't lose your home, your family, your job, your transportation, your communication, basic necessities of life, which we're holding hostage as you are kidnapped. And so the church has a long history of violating people's rights to life, liberty, and property, as they control the courts, forcing people to sue, which is pretty much useless because the church always wins, unless they it's a civil case in which they often will settle if it's for a measly amount of money in comparison with their trillions. And then, of course, the person has to sign a non-disclosure form and remain silent on it for the rest of their life. But in other cases, the church aggressively attacks to take away people's life, liberty, and property. The most famous is, well, I can't really say the most famous. They all become infamous when they occur by the church. You have probably the church's attacks on LGBTQ+. Why plus, guys? Come on. Just say those who wish to Anyway, and so Prop 8 in California, church criminally interfered in that campaign against Prop 8. And then the church again spoke out on legalizing LGBT gay marriage. And then the church then afterward, after losing the gay marriage argument, they then went after people who wanted to buy wedding cakes for their gay marriage. There was a case in California and a case in Colorado in which Christians chose to discriminate against other human beings when they had a public business. They didn't want to sell to discriminated customers. And the church stepped in with friend of the court briefs. And then the Supreme Court decided not to rule on it. And so then the church got involved. Well, they sort of got involved during the whole process. It was 2017, 16, 17, right around the Trump thing, where the religious freedom movement began. And that's when you start hearing the war on Christmas, as religion were being religiously bigoted against others. How dare people say happy holidays, to lump all the holidays together. It's only Christmas and Christmas only. And if you don't say Christmas only, then you're the enemy of the people, and we, the Christian right, must destroy you and silence you and suppress you. So no Hanukkah, no Kwanzaa, no any other holiday that may come up from other people's religions. And Christians believe that they are just and true in doing so. But with the other issues attacking religion, which was only attacking Christianity, not just LGBTQ, but women not wanting to be suppressed and silent in church anymore, according to Paul, and other issues as for the church, leaked video of audio recordings with parents talking to bishops saying, hey, you know, you can't get sexually explicit with my kid in your bishop's worthiness interview. I'm just speaking for the Lord, making sure your child is worthy. No, you can't do that. Oh, I'm a minister of God. You're going against me. You're going against God. Yeah, well, the church got shut down on that, even though they excommunicated the leader of the movement. And so the church wanted to be a part of this religious freedom movement. The church is getting exposed for trying to take away other people's life, liberty, and property. And so the church, instead of saying, hey, you know what, we are supposed to be representing Jesus Christ, we want members to believe that we represent Jesus Christ, maybe we should start representing Jesus Christ and do the right thing. You know, choose the right. Nope. Church won't do that. And so they excommunicate the Protect LDS Children leader, they excommunicate the women's ordained women leader, they excommunicate the September 6th, and that was a long time ago, back in 1993, but they just found actual evidence of things that the church had been lying about and covering up. You know, sort of like the court's records showing that Joseph Smith was arrested in March of 1826 for being a glass looker, which was a misdemeanor offense, so no big deal. Yet, nonetheless, the church did not want that out to the public mind. They wanted to cover it up. So, you're all fired from BYU's church history department, and you are excommunicated from the church. So, yeah, the church has a long history of attacking people who simply point out the truth. who simply stand up and say, no, you can't do this to me. This is abuse. You are violating my life, liberty, and property. But nope. Church will not stop. They will not change. They keep going. They keep pushing to take away life, liberty, and property. And that's their danger to us. And so, I mean, with the general principle of law, even if you're a Christian-based organization, if you're not a private company, like BYU, it's a private educational school, so the church can pick and choose whoever they want to attend it, and they're not subjected to the laws of the nation in that regard. But they can't rape the women and say, oh, it's on them, we're gonna, kick them out for code violations because they allowed themselves to get raped, which a church also got in trouble for that too. But the bakery cases, they weren't like the church's distribution center, where they sell magic underwear to only Mormons who are endowed in the temples, who have the temple recommends. You have to use your temple recommend in order to purchase the magic underwear. And so in that situation, no, the public cannot purchase the magic underwear of Mormons. It's Mormons exclusive magic underwear. But the cakes at the bakeries were for the public. But they were Christian. They advertised themselves as Christian. We're a Christian bakery. And the Christian bakeries said, oh, I'm sorry, my religion teaches me that you're an evil heathen, condemned to hell. And so I'm not serving you. This goes back to the days of, is it George Thorogood? The no shirt, no shoes, no service. Let's quickly check on that. There was an attack on the hippie generation. No shirt, no shoes, no service. It was a response by businesses in the 1960s and 1970s to keep long-haired hippies out of stores and restaurants. There are no federal or state laws to this effect. It was just businesses saying, nope, I'm not serving your kind. You mean human? With money? There are laws that allow businesses to make their own regulations, not in violation of life, liberty, and property. Okay. Who's the song by? Corey Lee? Oh, girl, you ain't even close to being old enough to even know it. No, not Kenny Chesney either. Come on, guys. Seriously? They're censoring his work. Huh. Lincoln Project has a new video, China, spelled with a Y. It's a must-watch again. For all those who insisted that Trump's the greatest president ever, he put China in its place. Yeah, watch that again. These are Republicans, guys. There ain't no Democrats doing these commercials. Just like me, I'm Mormon, and I'm doing these videos. Dun, dun, no shirt, no Choose no service lyrics. Maybe it's the get a haircut and get a real job. Get a haircut and get a real job. Yeah, George Thorogood. And the Destroyers, get a haircut. Yeah. Please. It's like all the anti-maskers. You're putting your knee on my neck by denying me not wearing a mask and exposing people to a deadly virus. Get out of here. You ain't got no game. Take your ball and go home. But that's the difference, is that if you're a public business, you have to sell. Now, if the person has been on your recording tapes stealing from you, then yes, you can tell them, you can't come in here, we caught you stealing, the police have been called, they're on their way. Notice the difference. It's not, oh, you're gay, we don't serve your kind here. But that's what the church wants to be allowed to do. And it's not for, oh no, gays might buy our magic underwear. What do we do? There are just some things that I come up with off the top of my head that just make me laugh. Like the garment markings on thong underwear. Magic thongs. But I mean, I just, it's just upsetting without no end in sight as the church continues to insist we must control everybody in society to our law. And that's what they're trying to do. That's why they're pushing this Supreme Court justice. They know exactly what she believes in. She has talked about it in other situations. They know exactly who they recommended to Trump. They know exactly what will happen when they get her in. And so, yes, there is a national security threat as human beings, citizens of America, are in danger of losing their life, liberty, and property. Those who are victims of rape need now fear because the police have been refusing to process rape kits. And so now, with abortion banned, women will live their lives in fear, not wanting to come out of the home and having to board up their home because they don't want to get raped and have their life, liberty, and property destroyed. This is the real danger that the religious right is pushing on us. You know, not allowed to protest. Oaks gave that talk, specifically speaking to Black Lives Matter. Oh, but the church approves of having their own Utah constitutional law of slavery removed. Oh, we're not racist. We just don't want blacks to protest. We want them silent and submissive. And they don't think we see that what they're doing? Because what they're doing is mobilizing their following devoted Mormons to be racist with them, to be anti-LGBTQ with them, to be anti-women with them, even women, anti-women with them, even blacks in the church, anti-black with the church. Just look up Kwaku. He has a video where he talks about it. And anti-protesters. We want rights to life, liberty, and property. You guys are now domestic terrorists for wanting life, liberty, and property. How dare you? And I've gone over the reason why the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the enemy threat to America, called the Illuminati. That's why they have the inverted pentagram symbols. They're the white supremacists who are encoded in the Book of Mormon as first Lamanites and then the kingmen of the Nephites. This is what I talked about. The Book of Mormon is not racist literature. They specifically encoded it to accuse white supremacists of what they despise. A little metaphoric twist, symbolic twist. And so here it is. They are literally fulfilling biblical prophecy, acting out their plans way back in the beginning when the Book of Mormon was written, to warn us, giving us this precise date and time period. Right in the very first page, very first chapter of the Book of Mormon. They knew when they were planning to attack. So, I have to leave in an hour, so if I have the Mormon YouTuber who purposely throttles my processing, I'll need to hurry up and get this finished.